Poison Ivy. Let's get some likes on this video, and also a special shout out to Lauren Loves Remorse, who has been passionately requesting this video for a while. So here you go. These are the top 10 facts about Poison Ivy you may not know. I'm Sasha Wood, and let's get started. Number 10. Poison Ivy is a core member of team-ups featuring Gotham's most popular female villains, such as in the comic series Gotham City Sirens and the Flash animation series Gotham Girls. These saw her paired with Harley Quinn and Catwoman, though Ivy is a villain who prefers to work alone. But it looks like she might be teaming up with these two again in the next Harley Quinn film project, but we'll see. Number 9. Ivy has had various plant-based powers and abilities over the years depending upon who is writing her. However, one of the most iconic is her poison kiss, which is a key part of her femme fatale persona. She is literally deadly. As a result, panels of her sharing her deadly kiss are particularly iconic. Speaking of her powers, more about them at number 8. Ivy's toxins are so potent they can control Superman. Ivy's pheromone output can reach such a level or be modified to such a point that she can pretty much brainwash the males around her. This includes the Man of Steel. A key example of this was during the Hush storyline, which saw Batman having to fight his close friend in order to free him from Ivy's control. Number 7. Poison Ivy was obsessed with Batman during her early appearances, as he was the only man she could not control. Though over time she quickly developed a more independent personality with a penchant for nonchalance and, of course, eco-terrorism. A softer side in at number 6. Poison Ivy has a soft spot for children. While she tends not to like humans very much, she has been shown to not want to see kids harmed, such as during the Batman No Man's Land arc where she transformed a park into a safe haven for orphaned children, or notably in the animated series episode House and Garden where she pretended to reform and cloned a family she could love and live with on her own terms. It has been suggested by some creators that due to the changes made to her body, she could not have children of her own. Her most recent foray into motherhood was in the miniseries Poison Ivy Cycle of Life and Death, a more questionable occurrence in at number 5. There was controversy after the TV series Gotham decided to age up their version of the character to an older, sexier version. The show's executive producer Ken Woodruff said one of Poison Ivy's most iconic abilities is her sex appeal. They went on to say that everyone was much more comfortable with her being an older actress as opposed to a teenager. We want to explore that classic canonical power of Ivy. However, some pointed out that it was just her body that had transformed, not her mind. To which writer Amy Chu counters, her Ivy views humans as a totally different species, and hence not sexually desirable. Number 4. Ivy's fluctuating skin tone is a result of the constant changes being made to her powers and abilities. At first, Ivy was depicted with a Caucasian skin tone. Then after Crisis and an updated origin, the experiments done to her caused her to be able to photosynthesize, like a plant, which gave her a greenish skin tone. Later, she became able to control the chlorophyll levels in her skin so she could change it at will. However, the most likely answer is it's just whatever the artist and author find the most aesthetically appealing at the time. Rebirth sees her with a more classic look with a more malleable suit she can add or remove plant elements from. Number 3. Part of her origin was inspired by a short story written by Nathaniel Hawthorne and published in 1844, entitled Rappaccini's Daughter. The story centers around a medical researcher whose daughter becomes resistant to poisons, but becomes poisonous herself in the process. This is said to be a variation on the poisonous maiden or poisonous damsel, which has been occurring as far back as classical Sanskrit texts. With the popularity of Poison Ivy, this myth isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Number 2. Poison Ivy is supposed to have a southern accent, at least according to her creator, Robert Kanier. This was because she was modeled after popular pinup model and cultural icon Betty Page, though the most important trait of her voice seems to have become that it is sultry and appealing. Speaking of appeal, or more specifically attraction, takes us to number 1. Poison Ivy is bisexual and has been engaged for years in an on-again off-again sexual relationship with her close friend Harley Quinn. They have been described by DC as girlfriends without the monogamy. While some view this as a triumph over her relationship with the Joker, it must be noted that Poison Ivy will take advantage of Harley as well in her own way. It's better, but not perfect. If you're interested in hearing more, I've done a full video on these two over on my channel, Shipper's Guide to the Galaxy. I'll link it down below. So those were the top 10 Poison Ivy facts you may not know. I have to say it was kinda difficult to find facts that weren't about the plant itself, because every time I was looking it up, that's what the internet thought I meant. But thanks so much for the request, and keep leaving more. We love fulfilling them here on Top 10 Nerd. I'm Sasha Wood. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for even more nerdy lists. Bye bye.